Okay, we're going to go ahead and take all this equipment here and put it together so you can see what to do. So what we have here is a Sony 6100 Alpha camera that can be made into a streaming camera. We've got a card you can record to if you want to record movies directly to a card. We have a HDMI cable that connects the camera to this HDMI converter box, which takes the HDMI signal and turns it to USB. And over here, we have a dummy battery power supply that plugs into the camera. Let's take these things apart. So there's the dummy battery sitting here. The cables, I'll just open this up a little bit. So that piece there goes in the camera. This side here, I'm going to plug it into the power strip and into the transformer box here. So here we go. So I'm plugging this into there. I was thinking I was plugging it in. Try this way. Okay, that's plugged in. And I'll take this guy here, put him on a power strip. Okay, he should be charged up now. It doesn't light up or anything. I think we're all right. And that's the one thing that needs to plug into the camera. The other thing that needs to plug into the camera is this HDMI. Open it up. Okay. So in here, I got this converter box and a USB cord. Okay. Like this. So we'll just plug USB into USB. Some effort. Which way is up? That way? That way. Okay. And this side then has to come back and plug into the computer. So I'll just plug it in here. So that's plugged into the USB port of the computer. And then here I've got the HDMI cable. Open that up. That goes in here. And this side's going to plug into the camera. Okay, so we did that. So we're down to the camera. We're making progress. So in the camera here, open it up. There it is. I don't think we need anything in here right now. Yeah, I'll just leave all that stuff in there. That. I'll put the lens cap back in the box and I lose everything if I don't watch out. There it goes. Okay. So there's the camera. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this card in there so I don't forget to do it. Okay. So it comes in the bottom here. You slide this over, it opens up. This thing goes down in here. It snaps in and snaps out. So you push it, it clicks. You push it, it unclicks, in theory. Okay. So that's in there. And then I'll put the battery in there. Got to line it up. So it's not a real battery. So here we look inside there. You'll see some contacts at the bottom. And we'll line this contacts in the fake battery with it. And it only goes in one way. Okay, and it goes. And then the door on this has a little flap at the end. Hard to see here. Yeah, there's a little flap here that allows the cable to escape and the door to shut. So put that in there. Okay, so now we've got the cable coming out through the little port. Okay, so the camera has power, and then over on this side, I think on this side, there's a little door over here. If I could get it to open. There we go. And here we have, let me see it. Yeah, in there. There's the place for the microphone. There's a HDMI port. And there's a USB universal port there for maybe controlling the camera stuff. We're not going to be using that. So we're going to plug this HDMI cord into the bottom one of these. Only goes in one way. Okay. So now, in theory, the camera has power, and we can try turning it on. It should be on. All right. Let's see, I didn't actually preview this. So what could be going on? We want to turn this top dial over to movie. I did that. And maybe you have to unplug the HDMI cord. Oh, I see. Well, that means you need to see this side of things, and you'd get to see it if I was to plug. Oh, I can just change it. Okay, so I'll plug this back in. I don't get to see anything, but you will in a minute. So I'll change the settings over here on Zoom to see the camera. All right. So where are we now? I've turned the dial on the top of the camera to movie. It looks like a little piece of movie film. It's right across, strictly across from the P. But it wouldn't matter. You'd be forced to look at these things anyway. And so that's what you'd see on the LCD panel. Right now, I don't get to see anything because we've got the HDMI cord plugged in. And if it thinks you can work off the screen, because I'm sending this to the screen, it doesn't show you the menu on the HDMI panel. But at the end of our little process, we will find the way to make that work. So we just go through the process. We select English language. We're going to select date and time. Not sure how to do it. Let's just scroll around until I find it. There's Denver. Select that. Daylight saving time. I'll just say it's on. I don't know if it's on or off. Just say on. Date and time. It's January 13th. Let's do that. January 13th. 2021. Right now it's 2:38, except it's PM. So I'll just go make it PM, I guess, just by going up here, see what happens. Did it, okay. And now I think we're done with that. Okay, enter. Date format, month, day, year. Okay, go down, enter again. go here. I'm not going there. Okay. It's basically formatting the card right now. Okay. And lo and behold, now I'm looking out at the movie. This is my office. So we have movie happening already. And this is coming off of the HDMI cord. And right now we just have to make a few settings adjustments. So here we go. I'm going to hit menu and just look at some of the items you can look at. So what happens up in menu is if you're down here in the, oh, go back up. So if you're up on top, so now I'm at that little lunchbox and you scroll over, it scrolls through the main menu items. So there's the first set of menu items. It's mostly about images and not about movies. So if you scroll down from there, you'll see stuff about images. We're looking for movie stuff. And so there's nothing that shows off the screen. So the way if you look up on over on the right, it says 1 out of 11. There's 11 pages that look like this. If you're in a page and you scroll over to the right, the page number goes up. So now it's 2 out of 11 and so on. So I'll scroll around. Oh, it's just image stuff, nothing too exciting. Focus mode. Well, focus mode is here. When you're in movie, it's either continuous autofocus or manual focus. So you might want to use manual focus if you're pointing at the whiteboard. But right now, I'll just leave it at continuous autofocus. What it does is it focuses on whatever is pointed at. Hit enter, I just confirm that. Oh, I lost my place. Okay, back to menu. Okay, so it goes back there. Focus area, you can change it. Wide, zones. I usually use center or wide. I'm going to go to center. Okay, there we go, did that. Back to menu. Okay. Some stuff here we don't care about. I don't see anything fun. Stay in there. Okay, we're at left 5. Here's 6. A lot of autofocus is about focusing on your eyes. We're not going to care about that mostly, but you might if you're making movies. Here are some controls, exposure compensation. You may not know what that is. ISO, you may not know what that is. These things don't really matter. Face priority, when it's trying to autofocus, it's going to do that, but we're not going to care. We don't care about these. So I'll scroll over to 8. Flash, we're not using flash. 9, white balance, you might care, but right now we don't care. Down here in creative style, they've got different settings for the color. So you might say portrait might be good, but this is mostly for taking pictures. So it's going to set the f-stop and some of it's the color plan it's using, and some of it's the f-stop that's going to use. I'll just leave it on standard. Okay, there we are. Back, I got out. Back into menu, go over 10. Don't care. 11, don't care. Okay, so go back upstairs, go over to 2. Now 2 is mostly about movies. Go down to movies. Exposure mode, you'll have some choices. How is the thing going to be working? So I'll just leave it on program auto. If you know what these things are, you could use them. These are the usual priorities you see in a digital camera. We'll leave it on automatic. Okay, there we go. Now back into menu. I think menu takes me back. I keep hitting the button to go back. Exposure mode, not available. File format. Those are the different file formats you might save in. We're going to leave on HD. All right. Take it back. Record setting. So really, I think I'm going to pick 30p, 50 megabytes per second. That's a good setting. Proxy recording off. We want to do that. Okay, so back upstairs. Oh, we're still there. Okay, second step. Autofocus drive speed. You can make it autofocus faster or slower. It can track moving objects. None of this is needed to be changed at the moment. We're on 3, don't need to change anything. We're on shutter instead, we don't care. Doesn't really help me do anything. Okay, zoom. Well, when you're in movie setting, you only have optical zoom, so it's going to pick that anyway. And then here's the review. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Auto review, 2 seconds. Here's some custom functions. We don't have any right now. Custom operations. We could try setting some features on the camera so you can get things quickly, but we're not worried about it now. Network, we're not worried. A couple network settings. Here's playback. That's mostly for playing back pictures so you can see what you've taken. We don't care. Over in 2, still don't care. 3, still don't care. Okay. And now we're in setup. Setup. Volume, I think, is the volume that it displays out. We don't care. Nothing here is going to help us. I keep going. 3. We finally see something we care about. HDMI settings. So here's where you can set the resolution at 180p. All right, so 180p is popular. You don't want to make it too large because you're going to be streaming it to the internet anyway, and it's going to be crushed down to 180p probably anyway. We chose that. That's 24p. Oh, and we choose 30? We don't have a choice. Okay, 24p. So the camera is shooting at 30, but the HDMI is going to output it at 24p. Can't quite match these up, but it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. And then here's the critical piece of information, HDMI info display. Well, if that's turned on, then what comes through the HDMI cord includes this menu. If that's turned off, it doesn't. If that's turned on, the camera assumes you can see all the menu information and your LCD on the camera is black. If I go ahead and turn that off, there we go. Now it's not running through the HDMI cable, so all the menu information just suddenly disappeared. And now all we get to see through the camera is video. And what's showing on the camera, though, is now the menu. So I don't know if you can see it, but see now on here, where am I? I'm here someplace you can see it. Come back, baby, where are you? Let's see, oh, I see. I'm sorry, wait a second. I'm pointing the camera at it. Of course, it's not the camera. I'll go and switch the video over to the other camera. There we go. Okay, so now the back of this camera, which has been black, now has the menu on it. So I was running the menu off of the LCD panel of my computer so I could video it for you because you can't really see this. And now I've turned it off. So now it's on the camera. So on the camera will be everything I just told you to do. If you didn't have this HDMI cable plugged in, you would see that on the camera. If you do have it, you'll see it on your computer. Okay, I think I made sense out of that. So where are we? Well, I guess we're ready to, are we ready to shoot movies? Let me just see. Well, I'll hit menu and I'll just get out of here. All right, and I'll put move our video back over to the camera itself. There it is. It's making movies. It's on autofocus. It's set to focus at the center of the image. It can do that. You have zoom here. It's an electric zoom on the camera, so you can zoom in, and then it'll figure it out in a minute, unless you're too close. There we go. So it does a pretty good job of settling in on wherever you are. And then if you want to, say, get the whiteboard, you probably back up like this. Maybe somewhere in there is the center of that. It doesn't want to do it. Sometimes you can encourage it to do it by turning the focus ring. There it is. Seems like it's not doing such a great job of autofocusing at the moment. Let me just check the menu again, see what we've set for focus. I'm looking at it. I think that was in menu 1 in the autofocus section. It's on continuous autofocus, should be fine. Okay. Escape this. So it's just a matter of making it happier. So let's see. It does it. Yeah, it basically does it. It's happier with bigger things. So if you were standing there by the whiteboard, I might have had a better time of it. anyway, you're more or less set up to go ahead and shoot whatever. So it'll figure it out. You can't go too close. So that's pretty fast autofocus. There it is again. There it is again. It does a lot of contrast detection, so that black-white works pretty well. Over here on the whiteboard, oh, it got the plug pretty well, and it got the writing on the board. Seems to have a slightly harder time with some of the image with the things that aren't black on white. But, oh, this is my office. Yeah. So oh, wait. So there's the camera that I've been taking the movies with. There's my monitor. Here's the place I've been doing it. There's all this stuff, right? So I've got lots of different things in here, lighting, and here we are. So that should pretty well get you ready for using the camera to make video. At least it's a good introduction. And that should take care of everyone that has some type of technology. Some people have this camera, some people have the other camera. Oh, I was going to say, along with this camera package, comes this, oh, I can do here. Now I can use my camera. So we have this wireless mic that comes with this camera. And so you can, maybe I switch to the other monitor. That wireless mic has a cable that plugs into the microphone port, which is right next to the HDMI port on the side of the camera. So we could do that. Let's just see how that works. So I'm going to take the video and switch it over to the camera up on the hill there. There we are. So here's my wireless guy. We'll go ahead and open it up. It's really glued down. Imagine they don't want you opening it up in the store. But if you brought your scissors, you'd have no trouble, I suppose. Oh, I still have trouble. Okay. And that's pretty serious stuff. Okay, so now we're inside the road box. There's stuff in there. All kinds of stuff in here. So we can get it out. That seems to be the end of it. So what's in here? There's a lot of stuff in here. Let me get this out of the way. Get rid of my scissors. And the camera's still floating around. We still do that, I guess. So we've got these two little earmuffs, and they're windscreens for the microphones. And then it's a wireless system. You have a transmitter and receiver sitting here. One of them has a, well, let me see what we do here. So one of them, this one here that doesn't really have anything attached to it, let's see, has a USB port for charging purposes, or a power cord for charging purposes, I guess. Let's see, and this one here, this is the microphone. You can tell because it's got the little mic on top. So that's this piece here. You attach this microphone onto the windscreen, onto that microphone. You can see it, right? It's there's a little metal film there. That's the actual microphone. So that's the microphone. We get one of these earmuffs. I'm not sticking it on. Then here is the transmitter to the mic. This is the receiver from the microphone. That's what plugs into your microphone jack on the camera. So here we go. Looking for a place to plug it in. I only see one. I hope it's the right place. That seems to fit there. So right next to that charging port for the USB charging, which there should be one on this one too. Oh yeah, on the side of this one, there's another USB. Okay, we're good. And then here's the USB cords that we'll use. So these two cords here are little tiny USB plugs. See what I'm doing? No, you can't. That little tiny USB plug goes into the box, and this other side goes into your computer, and that charges the box up so you can use the wireless. So it's a rechargeable wireless mic. So here is the microphone side, and here is the receiver side. The receiver side is going to go over here, and we're going to plug into the mic port, which is just down here. It's a little red thing. And you can't quite see the color here. Let me see if I can do it. Well, it's just near the edge here next to the HDMI. So it's red. So you plug that in there. And then that, conveniently enough, will slide on onto the, well, it should slide on. Hang on. I hope I don't break anything. There's stuff in here. There's a cord in here. Okay. So it has a clip on it, but the clip will just let you slide it onto the top of the camera just for convenience. So now you can carry it around and shoot video and wirelessly connect to someone who has this thing clipped on. Basically what you do is you just take that, let me just switch cameras. There we go. What's it looking at now? Oh, good. Well, it's going to be looking at me in a second. Okay. Maybe I'll zoom this out so I can. So here I am, right? And so there's, I'm wearing the microphone right now. You clip it wherever you want. And if you don't want to be that conspicuous, I suppose you could put it on, you know, wherever you want. Not sure where they have in mind. Maybe just sitting in your pocket would be good. That way it looks like just maybe a set of glasses, and the microphone is pointing upwards. And I could try turning it on, but I don't think it's charged. But you know what? What the heck? We're only here once. Let's just see if I can make this work. So what do I need to do? Oh, I would just change the microphone, which you might, did I change it? Things are unhappy with me. Here we go. So in theory, I could change it over to the microphone that's attached to the camera. I forgot that I'd have to turn on the microphone. So let's see, where do I push? I push the power button on here. So there's one here, I think, here. Yeah, it's just not charged yet. Okay, so can't do it. And so that's the end of this little program. And hopefully I don't have to make too many more videos. That should be it. I'm going to stop my Zoom recording and hope this worked.